What's going on, everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the craziest keyboard that I've ever been able to get my hands on. This is the new ROG AZOTH. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Not exactly sure. But either way, this thing is packed with features, and basically what we've got is a 75% wireless mechanical keyboard with a built-in OLED display. And from that OLED display, it will allow us to kind of adjust everything on the keyboard itself. But I gotta say, my favorite feature here is turning that OLED into a performance monitor, and we will take a closer look at this. But if you're familiar with these ROG keyboards, you know that over on their website, directly from the factory, you can opt to pick different switches. I chose the ROG NX brown switches, mainly because they're ultra tactile, and I kinda like that feel when I'm typing on this thing. But they have several different versions to choose from over on their website, so you could definitely find something that you like. Plus, with this keyboard, they offer two different color variants. The one I chose here is the silver, gray, and white, but you can opt for a black variant. Man, this thing looks really good. It's kind of giving off a little bit of retro vibes just with that color scheme, and I know some people might not be into this, but personally, I think it looks amazing. Down on the bottom, we do have those dual mode adjustable feet. Over here on this side, we've got the three-way control knob to allow us to control that OLED display and basically every other aspect of this keyboard. And inside of the box, this does come with quite a few extra accessories. This is an enthusiast keyboard, so we do get a lot of stuff here that'll allow us to kind of customize this keyboard to our liking. We get a switch opener, keycap puller, switch puller, lube station, lube brush, some extra lube, the ROG NX switches, and I opted for the brown, so we've got 3 extras here. Stabilizer mat, USB dongle, USB extender, USB cable, and some pretty cool ROG stickers. Again, really like the look of this one, and I did have kind of a hard time choosing between the black and this one, but I'm really glad I went with this. Love that silver against that gray and white. I think it looks so good. With the OLED display, we can also set up custom animations, and around back here, we've got our USB Type-C port. This will allow us to go wired and charge the internal battery. And down here, we've got our USB dongle plus our mode switch. Getting the keyboard set up is super easy. You can use it wired. It also has Bluetooth, and it comes with that 2.4 GHz dongle. I'm using the dongle right now with my gaming PC. And as you can see, that OLED just comes right on. We've got a lot that we can do with the OLED right now, but through software, there's even more. This three-way control knob is pretty awesome. Now, right out of the box, as soon as you plug everything in, start tapping up or down, it's going to bring your volume down. But over here, we've got the third button, and this will switch our mode. So whatever mode we're in, we can adjust it with the control knob. For instance, if we wanted to change the RGB backlight brightness, we can do it from here. We can also change that OLED brightness. And this does support up to 6 different profiles with customizations. Plus, through software, we can add our own custom animations on that OLED display. We also have media control functionality. Plus, we can turn that OLED into a performance monitor and monitor everything that's going on with our PC at any given time. Taking a look back here, a little bit of texture going on, plus we've got these dual mode adjustable feet, and it's got some pretty heavy duty rubber feet on it already, so if you did want to lay this flat, it's not going to move around on you when it's sitting on the desk. And of course, this wouldn't be a modern gaming keyboard without some RGB, and if you take a look at the OLED display, it'll also give us the status of the keyboard. So we've got a battery indicator, plus let's say we have caps lock on, we'll have the indicator right there on that OLED. And all of the RGB can be controlled from the OLED, but I've personally just been using the function key and the good old arrow keys down here. So we'll go ahead and move over, and you can see once we go to a different mode, it's going to tell us which mode we're in on that OLED. So here's rainbow mode. This is my favorite. I think it looks really good. Got that ripple effect. There's several different RGB modes built directly into the keyboard. So you could definitely find a built-in one that you'd like, but remember, since this is an ROG keyboard, we can also connect this to Armory Crate and customize this if we need to. Now I want to move over to these keycaps and switches. This uses the double shot PBT keycaps. We'll go ahead and pull them off with the included puller. Get right down to that switch, and like I mentioned, I'm using the ROG NX brown switches here. It does come with some really nice pullers actually. Getting in a bit closer, ASUS describes these brown switches as ultra tactile, and I'm pretty happy with my decision. I love the sound and the feel of these brown switches, but heading over to their website, you can see they do offer other ROG NX switches. So they've got the browns, blues, and reds, and let's just check out the reds. It's going to bring us down, give us a little rundown on the switch itself. 1.8mm actuation point, 40G initial force, and 55G total force. And they're describing the NX Reds as linear and swift. Checking out the blues, 2.3mm actuation point, 65 Gs tactile force, and 16% click ratio. They're describing these as clicky and tactile. And of course, the browns that I chose, 2mm actuation point, 58G tactile force, and 33% click ratio. Gives us a nice rundown, and you can kind of go through and find exactly what you'd like for your keyboard. But personally, these are the ones that I wanted to choose. And I know a lot of people want to hear how these sound, but there's a few other things I wanted to go over before we get to the sound test. Over on their website, they do have this kind of expanded view, which is really awesome. We can see exactly what's going on here. A typing feel like no other. We've got those silicone gaskets. Moving down just a bit, silicone pad. A pour-on foam pad, and this will absorb the hollowness sound or the ping sound you usually get out of some cheaper keyboards. And the base case does contain silicone foam. So yeah, I've really been enjoying the ROG AZOTH, and I do love the look of it. I think it's a really good design here. Again, you can opt for the black one if you want to, and you can go with different switches. It's always going to be up to you. But I think the combination that I have here is perfect for my needs, and this will be my go-to keyboard for quite some time for my main gaming PC. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I really appreciate you watching. If you're interested in learning a little more about the ROG AZOTH, I'll leave some links down below. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. And like always, thanks for watching.